See, the IVF market globally over the last decade or so has seen an incredible increase or an exponential increase. And I primarily think that the change or the reason why infertility overall has increased is a lot due to the lifestyle issues. Globally, everybody, the way we function on a day-to-day basis has changed. And we've seen that change a lot more in India, because India is moving more towards urbanization as compared to the Western world, as compared to Europe or the US. Now, with urbanization comes a lot of lifestyle changes. For example, mobile use. Mobile use is one thing which may lead to increase in infertility. Eating habits, marriages. Age of marriage has become late in as compared to what it used to be maybe 10 years ago. So all these factors together, plus certain other factors, are leading to this increase in infertility. Till a couple of years back, roughly the total IVF cycles that were done in India were around 100,000 cycles, with an estimated population of around 27.6 million people who might be suffering from infertility, which is a very, very big number. And as we've noticed that the industry overall has been growing at a CAGR of roughly 21%. You know which are significant numbers from an industry standpoint, and which are significant numbers for infertility. There are states in India which have seen the decline in fertility rate up to 2%, 3%, which are significant declines. uh, so I mean, the industry has evolved, but because it has evolved, it has also led to so many IVF units coming and starting. Some by local players, some by international players, multinational players who've come into India and have either tried their hand at offering infertility treatment, or are still trying to see how they can grow, and what kind of models they can follow. Everybody has faced challenge, and I think the Indian industry, the Indian healthcare industry overall, is extremely doctor centric. It's talent centric. So talent is again something that there is lack of, and this could be on the clinical side, this could be on the embryology side, even the paramedical staff. That is one of the bigger challenges that the industry has seen and is probably going to see for another couple of years. Secondly, of course, one of the bigger challenges is lack of regulation. Currently, we have guidelines which tell us how to operate an IVF unit, or what an ideal IVF unit should have, but there is no regulation around it. There are no policies around it. There are no laws around it, which again obviously affects, or which basically allows a lot more IVF centers to sort of open up or mushroom. Which in the long run is not good for the industry overall, and it is also not good for the patient, or the intended parent, as we call them, because there is no surety of quality. If it's a small unit, if it's a single person run unit, we don't know what kind of quality they are offering right now to the patient, and that can only come with regulation, and that can only come with policy. So these are some of the significant challenges, significant things that I see in the industry today. And I also see that the industry is evolving and will evolve further. It has evolved a lot in the last 5 years, and will evolve further in the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 years. Might see a lot of consolidation, and I think it'll see a lot of consolidation the minute some sort of regulation and some sort of policy does come into play. So, Southend IVF was started way back in 2001. So we've been in existence for the last 15, 16 years, which sort of signifies our strength in terms of quality. Our quality obviously comes from the fact that we have a very, very large and confident and experienced team with a total experience of over 100 years in managing infertility treatments. So far, we have Dr. Sonia Malik, who mentors our team, and with her, there is a team of 10 clinicians who work very closely with her. Plus, we have a team of 6 embryologists who are in-house and work on a sort of a 24/7 basis to ensure that the quality that we offer is absolutely up to the mark. There are multiple, as everybody might be aware that IVF centers in today's time are mushrooming everywhere. However, what differentiates one IVF unit from the other is the kind of quality that you can offer. To ensure that quality, our team, our staff, everybody goes through rigorous training programs on a regular basis. We do internal audits every quarter to ensure that the kind of quality is not deteriorating. The kind of success rates that we see are only going on the up. Besides that, we have heavily invested in the labs, in our equipment, and we are looking at investing further. We have invested in equipment such as the embryoscope. We are looking at the best kind of benchtop incubators. We are looking at incubators that we already have, and they are all of prime quality. This enables us to offer the best kind of service and the best kind of quality to all our patients who walk into our doors. And this also differentiates us from the other IVF centers. What we also ensure is that our pricing is standardized across units. We do not want that a patient comes in and we look at the person's socioeconomic status and sort of offer them a different price. It's a standardized pricing because that is what we want to focus on. The level of quality can only be ensured if there is standardization. And standardization is done for all aspects, including our operations, including our labs, including our clinical practices, including our pricing. So there are all sorts of standardizations that we have achieved over the last 4 to 5 years, which again enables us to offer the best kind of quality. So yes, there is a massive medical tourism. Medical tourism over the last few years has started playing a significant role in IVF itself. IVF treatments in India are significantly cheaper than a lot of other countries, including countries in Africa, including countries in Europe, as well as some countries in Southeast Asia, and people do prefer to come here. There are also countries like Afghanistan, there are countries like Iran or Iraq where there is, again, because they are going through troubled times themselves, there is probably lack of talent. So patients do prefer to come to India and get these treatments done. And because the treatment cost is not as high as, or rather I would say it is significantly lower than what it is in the West, there has been a significant growth in the medical tourism just for infertility markets. I know that there are IVF units, there are IVF centers who sustain themselves on just medical tourism practices. They are not really focusing too much on the domestic market. They are focusing more on the international market because there is such a big flow of patients coming from different countries.